No man do they call me, my mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. Hey everybody, No Man here, getting ready to do our grand, what is this, session number 14? I just wrote it down on here, for growing the tribe. And I just ask that you guys bear with me today. I don't know if you've ever gotten into work and you're just like, you know what, I'm here to work, I'm here to like do stuff, but boy, oh boy, do I need a cup of coffee and need to I'll ease into the work. That's kind of me today. I'm doing all right, but it's been a week with a lot of work, mostly because uh, I spent a lot of time doing fairly long fairly long videos. Doing Snodius takes up a lot of time, but I wanted to get caught up, so I wasn't actually continuing the series. Um, Continuing the series without being caught up in the story in the actual stream. Though technically, I meant not actually caught up because there were a couple things that happened at the end of last stream that I didn't include um, in the story. But I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm running on a cup of coffee and a couple cups of and a couple of cans of soda. Probably gonna grab some more coffee at some point. Maybe if I take a break, I'll make another cup of coffee. Um, let's see. No, I'm not. I appreciate it, Timmy, but I'm not. I don't. I think I'm good for doing the session. This is just going to be a little bit of a light session, because it's a lot of, it'll unfold in a certain way, and we're kind of going to be setting up for stuff that happens afterwards. But actually, I don't know. Everyone always asks this at the beginning of their streams. I had to follow the crowd. How's everybody doing? It also gives people a chance to roll in who weren't sitting in queue waiting before we start. No. We're gonna be dealing with the Hume truck today. That will happen today. Everyone good? Eric is drunk. Well, Eric, you and I are on different ends of the spectrum. I am like tired and trying to caffeinate. I'm like, no, I do not want to have a drink right now. Let's see what everyone else says. Woke up 5 minutes ago. I feel like I woke up 5 minutes ago, but I've been up for quite some time. But glad you're able to make it, Nick. It's a good thing you woke up 5 minutes ago and not 5 minutes later. Okay. All right. We got 17 people. Let's do a quick review of what happened before. For those of you who do not recall, last session, you guys got to have a nice fight against the Blood Apes, or the Dark Apes, or I think Blood Apes is what I called them. Dark Forest Blood Apes. My brain is just not thinking correctly. Um, and you got to have revenge on the ape who nearly killed Snodius a couple sessions ago. Was able to claim victory and pull Stinky out of uh, the stupid pit that he dug. You guys went back. You had a feast. You woke up the next day. You sent Stinky and DeBrain to go finish the pit trap. And Snodius and DeFurious were back working on the truck with not a whole lot of success. My memory was that Snodius was like, "Yeah, I made this armor. I could totally fix a truck, by smashing it and bending it into the shape that it's supposed to be." And it didn't work so well. The truck is probably still going to be ready by the end of the day, but it's not going to. It's not running this second. So DeBrain and Stinky successfully went off and finished up the pit. Now you guys know out of character. I sort of told you guys out of character that the truck is coming, but you know the greenskins don't know that. They don't know when it's coming. So I guess the question is, now that, and I've basically said it, so it's kind of like midday at this point. Truck's not going to be ready till the truck that you guys looted that's in the town right now is not going to be fixed until the end of the day. Stinky and DeBrain have finished the pit trap. They've dug the pit and they've disguised it with like branches and leaves or whatever whatever it is they did to disguise the pit, so that when a truck runs over it, it'll fall into the pit. It'll get a little wrecked. And then the question is, are you going to just wait and check on the trap periodically, or is somebody going to be dedicated to being there? And if someone's dedicated to being there for like an ambush, who's there? How many people are there? How are they just going to be doing that day in and day out until the Humies show up? That's what I kind of want to. All right, now I got 25 people. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a growing the tribe stream. So what are you guys thinking? Snot have started to pop up out there at Humie Village. Yep. All right, Miles. Let's go ahead and see what we got in the way. Now, one of the things that happened earlier was there was a donation to make it so that there were more spores shed in Mega Humiopolis. That basically snotlings are being chased around by squigs and shedding more of orc spores and all over the place. So there are more, and it has gotten to the point where it's been long enough for snots to start popping up. So why don't we go ahead and get this started and see what kind. It's going to still be too early for grots to show up, but once they start showing up, they're going to be showing up in more numbers. So right now, it's essentially what we're going to do. This is going to increase the metaphorical, the manpower, I guess the snot power of the settlement. So just more work is going to be able to get done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a 20-sided die. I also have a new die. This one's green and it's easier to read. So let's go ahead and give it a good roll. We're gonna get as many snots as are on the die. That is 19 snots. All right, how about that, Miles? We've more than doubled the number of snots. So I'm not naming all 19 snots, but in addition to, I think there's like 13 snotlings that have names. I'll name the snotlings are at this point. I'm not naming them. You have so many of them; they're not all getting names. When they matter, they'll get names. I'll give snotlings names when they die. So let me go ahead and put that in that we have 19 more snots. Now you guys have like a real workforce. Now you can kind of get things done more quickly. What about names? What is the name of our tribe? You've been calling yourself Snotopia. That's the name of the glorious empire that is based in Snotantinople. Oh, I also, so we have Snotantinople, and there was a point where we had Skullstanbul, which got renamed to Snotantium because it's Snotbow's place. Uh, and I'm ashamed because it just dawned on me that instead of because I was like, I don't really want to call it Snot because it sounds like it's just snot more snottiest stuff, but it's Snotbow's name, and I was ashamed because I realized we could have been calling it Bozantium this whole time, as in Snotbow, Bozantium. The nose pickers. Yeah. Well, why don't we make that an event at some point whenever we go back to Bozantium? That'll be the change of the. That'll be it'll change to that. Find the fastest Grant Snot to look for a convoy. All right. All right. That sounds, Dr. Steelworth. It sounds like a good idea. Um, here's sort of it's the mechanics of it. Um, I mean, no greenskin on foot is going to outrun an automobile. Essentially, what is an automobile? Um, the setup is that they're going to the Hume truck is going to run into the ditch on the road, run into the big pit, and then it's not going to be able to get out. It's going to be trapped there. Um, so what is it that you want this fastest snot grot to do? Like, are they going to be the one who's like looking, just staying there, waiting for them to crash, and then they're going to run back and deliver the message that they're there? Or what? I don't. What can you, Dr. Steelworth? Can you extrapolate what exactly you want to do? Like, do you want him at the like kind of the ambush spot or the pit so that he can? Do the Humies come with Shudas? Um, you don't know. You don't. You haven't been told. Um, the fauna is dangerous, and most of the people who are here are armed. So it depends. It is a plausible thing to guess that like they might be armed. It's a good possibility that they're armed. That the truck drivers are going to be armed. I thought we were going to ambush it on the road without a pit. My bad. Um, well, do you want to do something else? Like, I think we could use the fastest Snot Grant to like be the scout that's there. So when they run into the pit, they can report it. That way, you don't have people just sitting there waiting until the that way you can get other work done. Yep, you guys have bombs that de brain made. Everyone's got 3 to 6 uh, essentially grenades, black powder grenades. What do you, can we have the brain make the snotfire shell into a makeshift flare? I don't know who what would the I don't he can. I'm not sure what you'd want to do with it because flares are used to signal people. Who are we signaling? I mean, you guys are the only ones that are out here. Everyone else is a pretty good distance away. All right. Dr. Steelworth, all right. I wanted your super chat to like go towards something. So yeah, all right. If that sounds good, let's have someone run out and then. All right. This is the fun part. Who do we want to paint red? Because we need someone to be fast. Do you want to paint somebody new, or do we want to make a new Snotling? We have a bunch of Snotlings. We could paint a Snotling red, and have somebody out there keeping an eye on the pit. DeFast is dead. DeFurious only has one leg. Do, do you want to make DeFast? Do we want to make a Snot named Too Fast? We could make a Snot named Too Fast. We don't have any Grots yet. We got Redfoot. We go with Too Fast. We have a couple for DeFast. We have let's go ahead and type in what you want. We got yeses, and let's just be clear. We got one for Redfoot. We got DeFast 2. Who wants Too Fast? Okay, we'll go with Too Fast. Do we want to? We could also pair them up with. If we want to make the full joke, we can go with two. We can get two. We can paint two Snotlings red and get Too Fast, Too Furious. Oh, never mind. We got Snotling McQueen. We got Snotling McQueen. The dictatorship has activated with Old Man Skeleton. With Old Man Skeletal. Dictator for the moment. All right, Snotling McQueen is one of the fresh snots that popped out of the ground, and basically as soon as he's popped out of the ground, DeBrain like seizes him, dunks him unceremoniously, starts spattering with red paint, briefly tells him what he's supposed to do, and then sends him running off. So Snotling, and he just books it. His like little legs are just, and he runs off, probably to go win the, I don't know, what is he trying to win? He tries to win the Piston Cup. I don't know, the Gitson Cup, the Snicken Cup. I don't know, Snixton Cup. I think I'm working too hard for the pun here. All right, so we got Snotling McQueen is currently watching for the truck. All right, it's midday, and you guys have a little bit of time. Have some more time. What else? I think Snottius and DeFurious are still working on the truck. There are some more Snotlings that help you that are kind of like gophers and tool handlers and just guys to help you do things while you're working. So that's going to be finished by the end of the day. Stinky and DeBrain are the only other ones that could be doing something, and because they just finished their trap. What do we want? What do we want Stinky and the Brain to do? Because you have Snottius and DeFurious working on the truck. DeFurious adopts a Snotling and names DeFast as rival to McQueen. Okay. All right. DeFurious, that's going to be like his number two Snot. I'm gonna call it DeFast Jr. because we already had DeFast. DeFast died. Yeah, the truck is coming. It is coming. It's just not here right this second yet. We got a suggestion for Stinky to be digging another defense pit. Another snot is named Crash Snotacute. All right, I'll just that will be in the pile of snot names. Thank you, Edwin. Okay. Cool beans. We'll see how that guy goes. We've got some people saying they want to make a banner. Marcus is suggesting to get catapults close to the ambush spot. Here's the problem with putting catapults out there. You don't want to destroy the truck, is my understanding. I figured you guys wanted to loot the truck. Shooting catapults, the truck is going to, theoretically, let's assume everything works the way the plan is happening right now. The truck drives, it hits the hole, it falls into it, and can't get out. Like it's going to, crash into this hole. The catapults are not effective like anti-personnel weapons. They're for stationary targets, and the only stationary target would be the truck, which is the thing you want to steal. Have a few snotlings babysit Stinky. All right, yeah. So there were basically I'm going to have Dumb and Dumber, who were the ones who came back and announced that Stinky had been stuck. And they're kind of his minders now. I'm just writing these notes down to make sure we got stuff. Scrap is scrap, but having a functional truck is easier to get up, and it's easier to take something that works than it is to build a new thing out of stuff that's broken. It just takes less time if you can. It's like do you want a looted truck, or do you want to have to build a truck from scratch? Put net traps on the catapults. Like they'd be like bolos. You kind of shoot them, and they'll they'll capture the Humies. What do you guys think? How about Marcus's idea of taking the catapults, because you have 3 of them? You could a brain could basically spend his time altering the catapults so they flung like these nets that would spread out and capture the Humies. Oh, Snotty has not picked his nose yet, but we were also sort of in the middle of the day. He's picked his nose today. Net trap catapults. We want to do that. I think turning the net ballista. You'd have to build a new thing. All right, we'll make. I think there's a way to do it. I'll imagine it in my brain, but so Stinky and the brain are going to be set to net catapults, and then moving that out to the ambush spot. I assume you're then going to have Stinky and the brain stay out there. Well, you're not going to have time to build like a whole new ballista, at least not today. That's going to take time. All right, where you can adjust the existing ones to shoot to get a net, get it arranged, alter the catapult so they shoot the nets instead of like snot fire or stones. All right, they'll go get set up by the ambush. Um, so what's going to happen? All right, so Stinky and DeBrain are out there. Let's go ahead and see how well DeBrain is able to build. We'll have DeBrain rolls with advantage, and then we'll have Stinky roll to see if he helps. So this is for DeBrain. Another 19. He gets advantage, so and 15. By the way, this is my high rolling die. This is my die that rolls high. So this is good and bad because also enemies will roll high. And then we're rolling for Stinky. It doesn't always roll high, but it rolls weirdly high. All right, and Stinky rolls to help. That was cocked. It leaned up against my setup for the camera. And Stinky got a 14, so he's helping out. He's being useful. They're able to successfully alter the catapults, and then they're rolling them out. All right, as Snottius and DeFurious are working on the they're working on the truck. Stinky and DeBrain and their snots are pushing the catapults down the road to the ambush spot. And let's make sure what's okay. Yeah, and they manage. I'm just rolling something else to figure out timing stuff. And they go and manage to get set up. And they arrive with Snotling McQueen and their other snots, and they're waiting in ambush. All right. So, all set up. Shortly after they set up, the Hume truck is going to be people are saying some stuff, but let's get the actual scene set up. There are other suggestions that we can deal with of what the Snotlings are doing. The thing about Snotlings is they're not very important and they're not very useful militarily. Generally, they're going to find random bits of pointy scrap that they use to throw, or they don't need to find, like, they'll grab rocks and pointy things and shards of metal or glass or whatever. They will find something to kind of use as a weapon, but they're so small, it's hard for them to hurt people without being in a big swarm. Yeah, you don't need. You guys are working on building. I kind of think of you guys as like you're on, like it's a post-apocalyptic world, and people are kind of picking up random bits of scrap. You guys are kind of in like Mad Max levels of tech. That's kind of where I think you guys are tech-wise and what you can do. Yeah, you guys can jerry rig a lot of existing stuff. But the truck is now coming down the road, and we're going to roll to see if they drive into the hole. It might be a case where they drive up and they see it. They see that there's they see through the hidden thing. They got to roll well. But again, this is my good rolling dice. All right, so naturally, they roll terribly on my good rolling dice, and the truck just is going along, and they're not moving like super fast because it's an unpaved road, so it's not like a highway where if they hit this ditch in the road, they would like completely freaking total the truck and freaking kill themselves. But they drive into the ditch. I'm going to now roll to see. Yeah, this is my good rolling die. Anybody who ever rolls dice knows that their different dice roll differently. And anyone who's like, bah, that is superstitious nonsense. You can't escape superstitious nonsense when so much of what happens in a game hinges on your ability to roll well. So let's see how bad their crash is, because it could be like, if it's bad, if they roll high, they're going to crash really hard, which is probably going to kill or injure the humans that are inside and damage the truck more, but you won't have to have it. Like, you'll just kill them. If it's kind of normal, it's going to run into the ditch and they'll be okay. Here we go. Oh, cocked again. Let's see, how bad is the thing. Okay, so they go into it, and they're actually, they're not really hurt. Might be protagonist. Well, I haven't really used this a whole lot. Yeah, maybe it's just rolling good for you guys. You guys have rolled really, really well so far. So the truck continues on and drives, and it falls into the truck, into the hole, and doesn't seriously, like, there's going to be some damage to the truck because it is suddenly going to complete stop and crashing into a hole. But it is like functional. It is not rendered unable to run. And you guys are now controlling Stinky and DeBrain, because Snotace is still back at base with their Snotlings and the 3 net catapults. And you hear swearing as the Humies kind of climb out of the truck, and they do see that it was a trap, because there were like sticks and things covering the hole. So when they come out, they're both holding shotguns. They're getting out. So do you guys want to net them? All right, here we go. We got 3 nets. All right, we got 2 guys, 3 nets. Let's see if we can. Net number 1. 1 is going to be fired by the brain. Do you guys want to fire the brains one first, because he gets advantage for aiming? We want to do the brains first or last? Brain first. All right. Yeah, send McQueen's to the boss. Yeah. Snotling McQueen is already running back to Mega Humiopolis. All right, Brain goes first. It's a 12. He has advantage. 7. So 12. A 12. A 12 will hit them. They're going to get a chance to try to untangle themselves. So the Humie gets hit. He's basically gonna get a chance to kind of react to not get completely wrapped up in the net. That's a 5. All right, 1 Humie is caught. 1 Humie is caught in the net. The other one realizes there's some kind of crazy ambush, and he raises up his shotgun. He's not gonna have it. You guys have the surprise. So, all right. This is going to be the one that's done by Stinky. Stinky's going to be next. No, there's only 2 Humies. There's only 2 Humies. One in the passenger seat, one on the driver's seat. All right, we're going to do Stinky's next. And in true Stinky fashion, he misses. All right, now we're just in the Snotling. Snotling alone. And that's an 18. So Snotlings, not the brain, not DeBrain, and not and not Stinky were actually the most accurate and managed to hit him dead on. I mean, he's going to have a hard time avoiding this one, but he does have a chance. For 17, which is lower than the 18, I'm going to say he gets caught, but he still has his shotgun. Like, he's wrapped up, but he can kind of still point his shotgun. The other guy's completely wrapped up. All right, so he's going to point and shoot. Let's see. We got Stinky DeBrain, and just a mob of snots. So he's probably going to shoot at either Stinky or DeBrain because they're the biggest. So let's see. Who's he shooting at? He's shooting at DeBrain. So shooting at DeBrain. That's an 11. He will hit, but the odds are it's probably going to kill a snot. Okay, it doesn't hit DeBrain. It kills a snotling. Let me pull. Dang it! I gotta get open another thing. 1 second. I don't have. I need the list of snotlings. I forget which ones belong to everybody. It won't take long. I know what I named it recently. I literally have a list of snottiest characters to keep track of things. DeBrain has Dumbest, Gitflaya, Munchie, Beosnot, and Squishy. And because of the way I rolled, Squishy is gonna get it. He died as he lived, being Squishy. No, I'm using guys you've already named because we didn't bring any new snots aside from Snotling McQueen. So Squishy's going to go Squish. So the Humie pulls up his shotgun, takes aim at DeBrain, pulls the trigger, and whether it was because he was too enthusiastic or whether he knew in that moment that his life was not nearly as important as that of DeBrain's, Squishy leapt into the air, using his body to block the cloud of buckshot that struck him and caused him to burst in a fleshy explosion of blood and gore before all of the others are going to swarm him. Are we going to kill this guy, or are we knocking him out? Charge. We got one for knock him out. We got one for kill. Kill, knock out, knock him out. Yeah, but he has enough wiggle room to shoot is the problem. Looks like knock him out is the slightly more. I think knocking him out is the you're gonna beat on him. You're not necessarily going to try to use lethal force, but I don't know if you like. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think if you crit him on this, if you're like, I'm going to knock him out, and you crit him, you're going to kill him. But everyone is going to get a bunch of rolls. Oh, that's cocked on the side. Not quite. We're going to have a couple. We're going to have a bunch of attacks. Okay, you guys are like trying to like swarm over him, but even though he's stuck in the net, he is actually fair. Like the weights are kind of around him, and he can't quite move really easily. But he's like a big guy. He's hard to bring down, and you guys are like trying to climb on him, and he's like kind of like throwing dudes off from underneath the net. You guys are going to get one more attack to try to knock him out. No, this guy, like, you guys are like trying to beat on him, and he's just like not going down. This Yumi's like he's kind of a fighter. He's kind of a tough dude. I'm gonna call him Carl. Carl is very tough. And Carl's also going to get another get another shot. Oh boy, that's a 20. All right, Stinky or to Brain. That's going to be Stinky, and Stinky. He's gonna if he hits a Snotling, he's gonna kill like 3 Snotlings. So it's kind of going to be either Stinky is going to bite the big one. Stinky's either going to bite the big one, or it's going to be. Oh, he has lucky reroll too. It's Stinky can reroll his own rolls, which means he can reroll to make sure he's not the one to get killed. So this is going to be odds or evens. We're going to do an odds or evens roll. And if we guess it correctly, Stinky's not going to die. So you guys call it. You guys call odds or evens. And then we'll also get a reroll. You guys call it. You want odds? Odds. Stinky is odd. All right. Here we go. Odds for Stinky not being targeted. That's a 2. We're re-rolling. Re-rolling for odds. I think we have we've had an unfortunate end. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. So Stinky is the one shot. Stinky's shot. He's getting a full thing of. He's getting shot. I'm going to roll one more time. I'm going to give him a chance to kind of have a miracle. Okay. 18. So he rolled pretty well. Let's see. Stinky has armor. Armor's not going to help you against a shotgun. See, the thing is about Stinky. Do I actually want Stinky to kick the bucket? Carl Beefcake Folk. What in the blaze is that? Bam. Yep. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do with Stinky. I am going. He's not getting out of this. I'm not just making the rolls not matter. But here's what's gonna happen. Stinky is so Carl Beefcake Folk pops out. What in the blaze is that? Shoots Stinky, and Stinky's hit like full on, just completely blasted. And just falls down. He isn't blown completely to pieces, but he's like completely peppered with wounds. And he falls down. It is not clear that he's alive. All right. After he sees Stinky go down, DeBrain takes the butt of his las gun and just charges at this Hume and just hits him and just like it just goes into kind of like a rage and like bashes him and bashes him and bashes him and bashes him. All right. And he's just his head is just bashed into a pulp. Carl is defeated. So Stinky, the brain goes over and he like cradles Stinky. And Stinky kind of like can't open his eyes. Is Brain, is that you? I just wanted to say one thing to you before I go. Narf. And then he kind of like closes his eyes. Well, his eyes are already closed because he can't open them. And the brain basically like wraps him up in like cloth. He gets there's like a blanket in the truck, and he like wraps up Stinky as tightly as he can to keep to like stop as much blood flow as he can, and he like wraps him. There's like a first aid kit in the truck as well. He like wraps his face, wraps his whole body. He's almost like a mummy. And the only thing that's still fairly pristine with all of this is Stinky's nose. Stinky's nose, for whatever reason, it just wasn't struck by any of the pellets, and it's sticking out of this kind of mummy-like wrapping, and he's still breathing. He is still breathing, though in what kind of condition he's going to be in the future. Yeah, that's kind of a good way of putting it. Zachary Weaver says that we could put Stinky in a Killacan. He's essentially damaged to the point of like someone who would be interred in a dreadnought. He's not dead, but he can't really function right now. So, in what was I was planning on this being a fairly light, happy time. We ended up losing a favorite. And DeBrain kind of looks down at Stinky and is like, "Don't worry, Stinky. There must be some scientific knowledge that I can use to ensure that some of you is brought back, incompetent as you are." So Stinky is I think this is a grimdark acceptable thing of Stinky is kind of dead. And he might exist afterward. He might exist later, in some form or another. But he's out of it. He's like he's comatose. He is basically dead, but his body's not dead. You can figure out something to do with him. After a little while, you guys got back in Mega Humeopolis. You guys get the truck working right when Snotling McQueen returns and reports of what happened. Ah, I saw him! The brain! Stinky! They got the Hubies! And they got the truck! They got the truck! We gotta go get the truck! So, yep. you can drive there now. You guys can get a whole group of people and drive there. And now that you have a truck, you can pull the other truck out of the ditch with it. Okay. We will drive there. Yep, nat 20. Nat 20. All right. You guys get in. I'm going to see how well DeFurious drives. He'd have to roll really, really badly, but I'm going to roll just for him driving because he has advantage on drive. It's 15, so he's already doing good. 3. Okay, so he's pretty adept at driving. He gets the Hume truck rolling, and all of like the Snotlings and Snottius himself are kind of like hanging off the truck and like yelling. So they're just all yelling like "Wah! Wah!" So I assume the plan. You guys arrive there in not too long. It's not a very far drive. It's a fairly long walk, but it's not a really long drive. I assume you guys are gonna, get a chain out, which this equipment that's in the trucks to get like a haul chain and drag the other truck out. I mean, he has like a prosthetic leg. He has kind of like a peg leg. Um, his basically his left foot is gone. I think I don't remember if I lost his left foot or his right foot. But whatever foot that is still there, he can use it to work the pedals. All right, but we're pulling it out. I think we're pulling it out. Let's go ahead. Yeah, that's the grim darkness of the far future. No manual. They at least in my country, I don't even know if they make manuals anymore. If they make manual vehicles. I remember it was. I haven't bought a new car for a while, but all right. You guys are working. You guys get it chained up. You have one captured Hume, one dead Hume. And you guys see that Stinky got blasted. And Snottius comes up to the brain and sees that Stinky is like kind of shot all up. He's like, ah, Stinky's dead then, is he? And the brain looks down. He's like, no, Stinky is not dead. And I think I could still have use for him in the future. DeFurious's foot is made of lead. Yes, it is. I'm going to write that down. Thank you, Nick. DeFurious's prosthetic. I was trying to remember the word prosthetic leg is of lead. Of course it is. Of course it is. Snottius kind of shrugs. He doesn't have a whole lot of affection for Stinky. Well, if you want to do something with him, fine. He's kind of a useless git, anyways. Bigger, faster, stronger, stinkier. Can we make Stinky really stinky? Will Stinky make a deal with the ruinous powers? Will he become a giant blobby, nurgling snot in order to not be dying? Anyways, so you guys are hitching up the. You guys go back to hauling the truck out. Do you guys want to put Stinky in fungal paste to preserve him? Well, let's haul this thing out, and we can figure out what we want to do with Stinky. I think DeBrain wants him for some kind of experiment, maybe eventual internment into Killacan. But let's see if we can pull out the thing. Yep, you pull that out easily and without damaging the truck further. Like, this truck basically has some superficial damage from going into the ditch, but like even the wheels didn't get messed up by the fall into it. You guys haul it out and you just have another truck. You want DeBrain to drive it, or do you want Snottius to drive it? Yeah, you have to. Yep, you guys have 2 trucks now. The truck does have loot and gubbins inside of it. I might like roll up some random stuff of like I might pick up like a random truck manifest and like figure out what kind of, but it's probably full of like equipment and things. DeBrain. Is it 4-wheel drive? I don't. It's basically like it's an 18. It's essentially an 18-wheeler, and I'm not sure how those run exactly. I know they have like a million gears. My brother used to drive trucks, and I don't know that much about. I used to work at a UPS hub, and I did paperwork and broke seals on trucks as a security guard. My brother drove a truck for a while, but I actually don't know. I don't how many wheel drive a truck has. Okay, Hume prisoners getting taken back. We got one for DeBrain, one for Snottius's. Does it have a better, loud, annoying horn? Of course it does. Of course it does. And are you guys slamming on the horn all the time? Of course you are. Of course you are. Oh, let's. I think Snottius would. I think it's in character for Snottius to claim one of the trucks for his own. I think it makes sense for Snottius. DeBrain has a lot of cool stuff, and he basically is going to have a workshop to himself. I think Snottius wants the truck. All right, Snottius. I'm going to see how well Snottius drives. That was cocked. He's okay. Like Snotty, it's his first time driving. Hold on. I'm going to do something stupid. Never mind. I'm not going to do something stupid. I'm going to continue doing this. I'm not going to go searching for something that I don't. That's fine. I don't need it. All right. And you guys get the truck. You get Stinky back. You get both trucks back. Now, the thing that's going the thing that is likely going to happen. Ooh, do we want to name the trucks? All right. The biggest truck, the boss truck. The bigger truck is the one that the guys that were driving, the one that Carl was in. That's the bigger truck. So we got the boss truck. Let's name the 2 trucks. And what do you want in the other? Because this one is like a full 18-wheeler. I'm giving it. It's like a space 18-wheeler, so it's like bigger, scarier wheels and cooler. There's like big riveted things on it and an Aquila, and it's 40K-ified, but it's essentially a truck. What are we going to name the other truck? The other truck is more like, it's more like a moving truck. It's more like It's big, but it's not like a full 18-wheeler. What do you want to name the other truck? Got Git Cruncher, DeFrenzy, the Roadrunner, Furious's truck DeFasta. That'd be a nice one. DeFasta. Name it after family. Trucky McTruckface. Got 2 for Roadrunner. Got 1 for Trunk. Powell Marzik has said Trunk twice. Everyone gets 1 vote. Truckerson, DeFasta. Truck. We got 2 DeFastas, and we got 2 Roadrunners. I'm gonna name and Roadrunner. Is that a 3rd Roadrunner? All right, we got 3 Roadrunners, 4 Roadrunners. All right, so it is Roadrunner. So we got Roadrunner. Okay, so you guys managed to get back. Can Carl be alive? All right, how about this? In a cruel twist of fate, Carl is essentially in the same state that Stinky is. Let's say Carl has been like beaten to a bloody pulp, and he's not really alive anymore, but he's kind of still alive. And now we have Stinky and Carl as bodies for DeBrain to use as he will in his scientific experiments. All right. So what do we want to do with these 2? What do we want to try to do with that? People have suggested building a Killacan, and I think you guys have enough scrap. It'll take a while, and you got a bunch of more loot in the truck because there's going to be equipment in the truck. It's what they sell to these guys, and some of it can be fairly sophisticated. Stinky for Killacan. So Stinky for Killacan. Let's go ahead and do that. And then what do we want to do with? I think Stinky the Killacan is going to be what? Do we have a thing that we want to do for Carl, or do you guys want me to come up with something unpleasant for it to happen to Carl? All right, see you, Natalie. You could servitor Carl. You could. I have some ideas of what to do with Carl, and I think you guys will. I'm going to write down my idea. All right. Think people are saying unpleasant things. I have a surprise for Carl. So I think this is going to be a good solution. Because like as much as I would like to make my characters bulletproof, I didn't want to just get rid of Stinky on an event that was kind of not that big of a deal. That he just dies because of bad rolls. but I think there should be. I think roles happen for a reason, and I think there's a lot of stories in 40K where like you might be not be dead, but you might wish you were. Okay. What I think we're gonna do, kind of because so we've jumped the Humies. We had Stinky kind of basically pass from this mortal coil. He may come back, but he's kind of out of it. I think we've had a decent amount of stuff happen in this one, and we're gonna get set up for, well, what are the Humies going to do now that a truck has gone missing, essentially. I know it's grimdark, but it's still like there's a way to kill people off where it's impactful, and to have a character death which doesn't have much to do with like their decisions, um, is a little weird. Um, I think this is a fine, like it would have been weird for me to write like this guy shoots Stinky and then it's over. Like I'm like I want to. That's a big reason I didn't just want to outright kill Stinky, is because that kind of just stops his character. But all right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop here, and then the next session is going to be I got to figure out what's all in the trucks. I got to think about it and kind of do some more planning of what you guys have, what we can do, how much time you have, what you can get done, how many guys are going to sprout up, um, and how long it's going to take for the humans to respond to this. So. Send couriers to everyone. I think what we'll do. I think I'm kind of pondering what we're going to do from here, and the way I'm thinking about it is it's going to be a lot of stuff, and I think this is a pretty good place to stop. I'm also a little out of it. It's a bit short. It's a bit short. We're ending about 20 minutes shorter than we usually do. Yeah, they have a radio. They have a truck radio. Have a mutant snot spawn back in Snotantinople. All right, I can do that. I'll roll and make some weird stuff happen. You get a lot of mutants. There must be something that's up with this. Now we do have the two head already. All right, so basically when you listen in on the radio, you can kind of recognize that it works a little bit like the device you found earlier. That there's a button on the side that you can push, and probably it works the same way that it allows you to talk to people. And essentially it's off, so there's just basically like truck chatter going on. It's but you hear one response. It does seem like the guys called in that they were in a wreck. So you hear like you know, Carl. Hey, Carl, 19er. Do you read me? You guys there? You guys all right? All right, we're sending somebody now. So just hold tight. We have somebody en route. It'll be a couple hours, but somebody will be there. New Squigs unlock helmets for everyone eventually. Okay, Squig helmets. Do you want to try to impersonate the Humies? Essentially, once we go back to Mega Humiopolis, I'm gonna. Well, we are back in Mega Humiopolis. We got 3 for impersonate Humies, 1 for no. Two for yes. How far would I not 2 for yes? What 4 for yes now? Or is it just 3 for yes? All right, people wanted to impersonate. Okay. I'm going to roll secretly, and we'll figure out how this goes. Hello? Yes, this is definitely, Carl, and everything's fine. How are you? And basically here, like, what? Who is this? And you basically hear like some chatter, and then like some like indistinct talking, and then you hear the line cut off. Rat squigs at Mega Humiopolis due to lack of stinky protection. They keep taking the bits. Okay, so we got Rose Spark. You are very big on rats and rat things and Skaven and things like that. It's probably going to take a little bit of time. I might not have them spawn at Mega Humiopolis because it's not. No, there's still rats because you get field mice and you get rats, and they end up in barns. So yeah, we can say there are rat squigs that will develop as time goes on and fill the niche that used to be filled by just regular rats. So the basically rat-like squigs are going to develop. They're going to kill all of the rats that are there and kind of take their niche. Hello, you're catching us kind of at the end. Okay, I think I'm going to have to call it here because I think if we keep going, I think it's a good stopping place because the next session is basically going to be prepped for the Humi reaction, and we can work on that. This is short, but like I said, this week has been a little rough on me. And I got stuff happening this weekend. I got work tomorrow, and then we have friends coming over for the Super Bowl. So I hope you guys had fun. I'm sorry this one's a little shorter than usual. Part part of it was this was kind of meant to be shorter. Like this wasn't going to be a combat heavy one. And part of it was I'm. Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me do the stuff that I need to remember to do. Make sure you like the stream, and if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And let me get the Discord link. I'll post that up for anybody who hasn't gone to the Discord yet. 1 second. Let me get the Discord link. Doodly doo. If you haven't joined us in the Discord, you can go check us out there. We do a lot of role playing. There have been role plays in the past that have taken place as part of growing the tribe. There was Zachary, who goes by Orpheus, and sometimes Tommy the Tech Priest. He ran a game. I don't know if he's run more, but he ran a game where everyone played as snotlings and like had to survive in the wild. So yeah. Anyways, thank you all for an awesome time. I had fun. I hope you had fun. I'm going to. and this is great for me because like, yes, I have work tomorrow, but as far as like things I'm responsible for aside from showing up to work, I'm done for the week. So I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna relax. You guys have an awesome weekend. Thank you to everyone who donated. It was a fun time. So I will bid you all farewell. And I will see you next time. No Man out.